Hey, my wild souls. It's been a while that I shared a longer video here, and I'm really sorry for that. It's been a journey, and a lot of things are happening. It's been really hard and intense and transformative. In every storm, there's a fire, and motorcycle. It's Vespa. In every storm, there's a fire, and that's exactly what I found in myself. As you know, if you're following me for a while, you know that I lost my father in August, like out of nowhere. And you know, grief is like a wave. Like sometimes you feel, you have days that you know you feel numb and you feel terrible, and there are days that you feel better. And then, you know, we all know the phases of grief, but you're just jumping between them, so there's no linear movement. For everyone, grieving is different, like how they are grieving. With this loss came the realization of like how much I still want to fight. No, not want to, but like I have to fight in this world. How I still have to like change a lot and grow, and it did cut really deep, obviously, and I think I was able to channel it and grow from it. Even if, you know, there were days when I like couldn't breathe and do anything, I think I was able to channel it and turn it to turn this sorrow to art and my desire to keep burning. But in life, you know, things that are breaking you, you can also overpower them and you can grow from them. That's exactly what happened with me. Something like this, that someone dies in your life who is important, makes you want to feel alive again. And that's different for each people, for each person. Like, you know, there are people who are jumping out from airplanes or something, or like, you know, bungee jumping, or they start to go to travel, or, you know, everyone is different, so everyone has its own way of feeling alive again, because that's what you want to. So it pushes you to feel alive again and to reclaim what's yours. And so over the last few months, I reawakened parts of myself that I thought that were lost. As you know, that I had a really traumatic birth, and I had postpartum depression. So my libido completely was gone for years, and actually it started before my father passed. It just became much more stronger after that. First, I found this app that I was was like filled with stories, like spicy stories, and I think I talked about it in one of my video. And then in November, so like 2-3 months later, my father passed. I started to find these books, spicy books, book talk, you know, this kind of stuff. Not sponsored, that are filled with drama, stories, love, romance, and sexuality. And I just started to devour them. Like, I read so many of them. It was amazing, because a lot of time when I was able to find a book that was really well written, I was like, for example, was Aquatar was one of these books that the main character is going through something really dramatic, traumatic, something that was struggling with, and she's overpowering it. So it helped a lot with my grief. Plus, I was like awakening my sexuality that was thought that was gone for a long time. And because it was amazing, it was like a new dimension opened up for me. I could talk about this for so long, but I really try not to. it was really, it made me feel sexy, powerful, untouchable, and just like more confident. And it was really, it's been really a really great journey. And after like months, I also found that there are these audio actors. Eventually, it's like audio corn for women, but there's also for men. But like mostly women are listening to these. That there are men who has great voice and or great writing skills, and they are like telling stories to you, to the listener, who is the main character. Yeah, you are the main character, and they are all really spicy and they are like amazing. And so, okay, I should like talk about it. So the app I was talking about was MeChat. None of them is sponsored. So the app was talk about was MeChat. The books, like I have tons of books, but I there's a reel that I was talking about the books. So watch that one if you're interested. But I will talk about if you want to. I will recommend books. And the app I found is Quinn. That you can find like a lot of really great actors, actresses who are good with their voices and their storytelling. And the one that I found really good was Dr. Rapture, and he has a really great voice, obviously, good charisma, good character, but he also is a really good actor. Like I have acting parents, so for me this like the level of acting is really important because I hear immediately, you know, if it's not real, and it just bothers me. So he's really talented, and I can absolutely say that he's an artist, and he's a poet as well. He's writing amazing poetry, and he inspired me to start to write poetry as well, which is insane. And I wrote so many of them, and a lot of them are spicy. So I'm like also encouraging myself to be like open and honest about my sexuality and taking out the shame of it, because women are shamed for not wanting sex. And so I really believe that we shouldn't be ashamed. Obviously, that there's a lot of power in sex. Or there's a lot of things that I want, because I've been reading about and about the power of sex, and how we can channel all this energy in our lives, everyday lives. I've been using my sexual power and energy to work, and it's an incredible journey. I really tell you. See, yeah, I don't know. There's so much I can tell. So I've like dived into these books, into these fantasies and emotions, and so all of this just like ignited my inner fire. Is coming from sexuality, but in the end it's just power, like pure power and energy. I don't know if I'm able to explain it like well, but I feel really energetic. I feel really confident, more confident than ever in myself, in my art, in my body as a woman. It's really incredible. And don't get me wrong, obviously I have bad days, and I'm still going through grieving. So don't think like, okay, I found the sand grail and you know whatever. It's just like I'm telling you the journey, and I'm still in it, obviously, and probably forever. I was using all this into my art. I've been painting so much about the grief. All this is like focused now into this point that is happening next week, that I'm gonna have an exhibition in Hamburg, Germany. I'm gonna have an exhibition with another artist. My paintings are going to be presented, the ones that I created in the last half a year, 8 months, since this grieving period. And since this self journey, self empowerment path that I went through, it's really exciting. So okay, I'm showing you two paintings. Like the first one I made is the one of the biggest ones. It's like 3 meter big. um, I started to work on that. I don't remember when I started to work on that, but it's a dream I had after my father passed, like 2 weeks later, and I had this, like, it's our garden in the house that my teenage years I spent in this house. It was built by my parents. In the dream, I'm in the house behind the window, and my dad is coming from the left, and like in a stage, because he was an actor, so it was really making sense to me that he was coming from the left and sat down, like it was really theoretical in my dream. He sat down, and there was this huge dead bird at his feet, and he told me, "I hope you're going to be luckier." And then he stood up, and then he went out on the right, and then went down where there was a small house. There is still a really small house, a really old house, and he disappeared behind that. And he started to talk on the phone also, like he was busy like with work stuff. And the latest piece is like one of my favorite, that is connected with this like grief plus sexuality, and that's my favorite from the series. It's basically telling you what I've been telling you in this last 20 minutes. And I also, it's really not uncommon to people to respond to grief by losing their feelings of sexual desire or experiencing sexual needs, because like we want, comfort, we want like feel alive, as I said, having a bond with someone else. And there's an article about it. I'm gonna put it in the description if you are interested about this. So the exhibition is next week. I'm going to bring you along, obviously, in the journey, and like I show you, I'm gonna vlog and show what's happening, how's the exhibition. I'm really, really excited. I'm really also worried because I'm gonna go alone. So my son is gonna, who is like 3.5 years old, we're gonna spend like 3-4 days without each other. That never happened before. So I'm a little bit worried about that. But I think it's gonna be like really fun, and I would say like I want to work more about this like grief plus sexuality topic. Like I want to go forward with this line in my artwork. So I think like the grief part is over, and now I'm gonna go to this connection, like grief and sexuality, because that's what has been happening in the last couple of months. And then obviously I'm like having these kind of like paintings as well, that is like Italy based paintings that I'm gonna show you in another video. I'm taking all this pain and power, my sexuality, and everything, and I'm putting it on a display for the people to see and to connect with them. It's not just about the paintings, it's like the whole journey. It's like this 8 month or 9 month, 8 month, 9 month, about showing people who I am now and where I am, and that I'm letting myself feel, I'm letting myself to grow, to fire, to burn, and I'm not ashamed of it. Like, and if you are like, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it. So these last months have been like chaos. They've been like the perfect storm. Like I'm not the same person I was when this all began, and I'm more like raw and confident, and more alive, and that's awesome. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much that you are still here. You didn't forgot about me, and you're watching my videos and following me, and yeah. Tell me in the comment section, like, if you are, like, what you think, what, you know, did you experience grief, and how did you handle it, like what did you do, and like what you think about this topic and women and sexuality. And feel free to comment, and see you not next week, because next week I'm in Hamburg, but like so 2 weeks from now I will try to send you what happened in Hamburg. But you can follow me on Instagram in the meanwhile, for sure. I'm gonna post about it in the meanwhile next week. Anyway, which is also my birthday. I forgot to tell you. So when I'm gonna be in Hamburg, it's also my birthday, so which is gonna be like a really powerful, you know, bubble thing. Okay, ciao.